After months of intense waiting, the next Call of Duty game by Infinity Ward is finally here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 continues the story that players were left with from the previous Modern Warfare, and includes some new and intense features. Does the game live up to all the hype, or are we just getting the same game with a few new additions? As you play through the single-player campaign, you take control of Sergeant Gary Roach Sanderson, a member of an elite multinational commando unit known as Task Force 141. Other characters return, such as Sergeant Soap McTavish, as well as other familiar faces. The story is set about 5 years after the first Modern Warfare, and the Russian nationalists have returned under the leadership of Vladimir Makarov. You play through various stories that ultimately come together, which makes it interesting and allows the story to keep moving you forward.
Any word on the...
Throughout the campaign, you are taken everywhere from the harsh conditions in the snow to the sandy deserts in Europe. There are also driving levels such as snowmobiles and water rafting, which break up the pace of all the shooting on foot. The game manages the pace very well, and you never get bored of doing just one thing. You do, however, are almost always in some type of action, which keeps the intensity high. The single-player campaign takes about 6 to 10 hours to finish, depending on your difficulty, which is similar to the first game, but it is also worth every second of your time.
I got your back, Roach.
On one of the single-player levels, you play as a terrorist, going through an airport terminal, killing all of the civilians. Before you start the single-player campaign, you are asked if you don't want to play any controversial levels, which lets you skip the level, but I think that since Infinity Ward wanted to make a game that was very realistic, including this part was definitely a thought-out decision. The gameplay has pretty much stayed the same from the previous Call of Duty games, so if you're expecting something different, no, it's still the great Call of Duty formula.